What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am still with Davide here in Puglia. We've been exploring. This is just a one-day trip, really. We are in Galatina. I've passed by it so many times on my way to Gallipoli. We are exploring it, and he's going to be showing me one of the properties that he's helped basically transition from one use to another. And anyway, he's going to tell us all about that upcoming, but he's going to explain a little bit about Galatina right now. So first, subscribe to this channel if you like what you're seeing in these videos. There's a lot more stuff coming up like this. Basically, we explore Italy and we look at real estate as that's our focus here on this channel. So like the video as well. Anyway, Davide, I'll leave it to you. Tell us about Galatina.
Well, we're in Galatina. Geographically, really well positioned. Looking at a map is so important. So it's right in the middle, below Lecce. So Lecce being the Florence of the South. While I'm talking, you're probably really well distracted by this church on the background. There are not cathedrals in Galatina, but this is the main church here. And we got the bell towers going on.
That always happens.
they can't time them. But Galatina is a very, very important place in Salento for many reasons. It was one of the richest towns of Salento. Also, the third largest city. You have Lecce, Nardo, Galatina, and the province of Lecce has got over 90 towns. It's the province in the whole of Italy with the largest number of towns. And so, being in the larger town with beautiful churches, fantastic architecture, really gives that extra element for anybody who's looking at a relocation or a place in the sun. Probably one of the main buildings in Galatina would be the Basilica di Santa Caterina, which is the second one after Assisi, if people would like to check it up. The Basilica di Santa Caterina, and done by the Giotto school, with the whole basilica completely covered in frescoes done around about the 16th century. Also, one of the cities that got the first set of keys from the Vatican to push Christianism, because, well, the Salentini people, they were not really Christians, they were pagans, and Christianity sort of took a little bit of time, and now we've got beautiful churches everywhere. So I've been telling a lot of people about the beauty about purchasing a property in Salento, but also choosing a location that gives them something a little bit more. And being in a town that is a little larger, it's not a city, it's not a little village, it's a town big enough that can give you something. And with that in mind, perhaps I can show you what I've helped other people to do here in the town of Galatina.
Awesome. Let's head over to that property right now. I still am just wondering at this.
Oh, pasticciotto as well.
Oh,
people
yeah.
should Google pasticciotto. Don't ask me how to spell it, but I think it's P-A-S-T-I-C-C-I-T-O. I may have missed something, but it's pasticciotto, and which is the traditional cake here in Salento that everyone knows. Well, you love pasticciotto.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite.
I love making them as well. It's a traditional cake. It's small, normally you'd have it for breakfast. And Galatina has really, it's known as the capital of the pasticciotto. Unfortunately, it's closed now, but there is a place coming up here which is called Ascalone. And this is not a bar, this is a patisserie. So very well known for the pasticciotto, creating the pasticciotto. But you may want to Google it, Pasticceria Ascalone.
It's only open in the morning from 9 until 1:30, even in the summer.
And normally you'll have to queue up for probably a good half an hour to have a pasticciotto.
Really?
And I don't know if it's a myth, if they don't want to sell you a pasticciotto because they think that, well, it's not going into good hands really, they may refuse to sell you a pasticciotto, but I don't know, it's never happened to
really?
me. But
Well, I hope I give him a big smile if you ever go in there.
we're surrounded by the presence of this very powerful buildings, really showing how wealthy this part of Italy was.
Okay, so we jumped forward in time. We walked down the street a little ways in front of this little Chiesa Santa Santa Pantaleone?
San Pantaleone.
San Pantaleone. It's like lion pants. Just kidding. Saint Lion Pants is what it sounds like to me, but I'm sure they would not appreciate the joke.
But probably not.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just not talk about it. Why are we here?
Well, we put this property for sale just before the COVID started. Unfortunately, everybody was paralyzed. We had so many requests, and as soon as the COVID situation was over at the beginning of, at the end of the spring, first visitors that came, purchased it, and we now just completed the purchase. So I would like to show you what, for me, it's an ideal scenario if somebody's purchasing a property in Italy, because, well, we've talked about it and you can ask me questions and I can tell you why I think it's important to tick many boxes.
This is the end of the church here?
That's the end of the church, and this property was the sacristy of the church. So then eventually over the centuries was sold to...
Is this part of it?
This is part of it. There's 3 doors, so we can have access through the building, 3 different points of access.
I was just curious because of how it's built inside here.
Yeah, the detail, the designer that has done this particular property, which at the moment I'm working and we're putting something together, I was so surprised to see so much quality and detail. And this property was developed about 10 years ago, so it's not a fresh property, but it looks really, really fresh. Already the quality of the doors not being aluminium, they're all in wood, and the color shows that somebody's thinking a little bit out of the box. Everybody here is very traditional. They're very scared about taking chances and going for this purple, deep purple color. It's
So you're using the lockbox. I actually like that. I think that more people should have that, at least that possibility of using the lockbox. Do people actually you just give them the code and they could come rent here?
Yeah, the property, was available because it was already on booking. It will be going back on booking once everything gets transferred over to the new owner. And so people will get sent the code and they could just check themselves in. And they'll be walking into a really special... The attention to details is very, very important, I think, when you're looking at a property. And especially, I think if it's a property that you're not going to use all year round, the quality of the work needs to be at a level that allows you to then walk away and knowing that when you go back, things are dry and have been looked after. So this is the love room.
The love room, and if you haven't noticed it, it wants you to know it. There are 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, so 3
bathrooms.
entrances on the front. So 1 leading to each bedroom and 1 leading to the center. So potentially this can be used on booking just for one side or the other side or the whole complete property. So it generates quite a lot of revenue for the buyer.
Well, let me look around for a second.
Sure.
But can you tell me, there's a lot of people that ask who can manage a property like this or any contacts. Now, obviously, I think you are a company that could manage it, but what are the options that people could take advantage of, or how would they go about managing a property like this?
Well, do you want the honest answer?
Well, how do they?
The honest answer is when I set up Salento with love 2 years ago, after deciding of retiring from work, I realized that there was a massive gap on the market. There aren't any property management company in Salento. And in Puglia, probably you may be able to find one. And when it comes to small holiday homes, probably there isn't any company out there that would manage this if you decide to rent it out and generate revenue. So I don't know if I've answered your question there.
That kind of does. I mean, from my experience, it's always the owner that's running it. You know,
Yes.
They're either doing a type of house hacking and living in one side, but the people that don't live here don't have that opportunity. So a lot of them are curious exactly how to manage that situation. What are your ideas for solutions?
We personally offer the solution. So in terms of what we do here in this particular area of Salento, we offer the opportunity not just in helping and guiding people through in purchasing the property and realizing a dream, but also managing their property for two purposes. One, if the property is going to be just their own property that they want to use through a program that we call Home to Home, but also offering services if they want that property to be used and generating revenue. Like this property is going to be on Booking. You will probably find it on Booking if you go on to Corte San Pantaleo, Galatina. The booking at the moment has been suspended, but probably by the time this live video goes on, we're just waiting for Booking now to pass the ownership to the new owners, and we'll be managing it. So we'll do the check-ins, we'll do the check-outs, we'll take care of the cleaning, we'll take care of the laundry. So the owner is in the UK or wherever it is in the world, doesn't need to worry. He will get the money transferred directly from Booking directly to them.
Can you explain costs? Like, what is it really looking at, or what are we looking at to manage a property like this? Is it worth it?
Yes, I created two packages. The first package is called Home to Home, and it's based around what was my need when I started to buy properties here in Salento. So if it's my house and I'm going to use it 2, 3, 4 months of the year, or any time I want to come over, for a property this size, we charge €350 plus VAT, EVA. And what that gives the owner is the reassurance of having somebody on the ground. The alarm can be connected to us. We will come once a month and inspect the property. Once a year, we do a full maintenance report on the property. We can get deliveries directly to our office. We scan the post for you and send it to you. We'll arrange for emergency repairs to be done or any maintenance to be carried out. We do all of that so the owner can be somewhere else in the world without worrying. And so that's the first package that we offer.
Awesome. Well, it makes sense. I've noticed as well that I've not done a huge research on how many companies there are to manage property, but I have noticed that people often do it themselves, like we were just mentioning that. I do know, like, wherever the tourism is, often there's a property management company that follows along, but I don't think they have the same type of solutions.
Well, I mean, from experience, I accompanied a client to a town in the north part of Salento, Oria, to be right. Exactly. You probably know where that is.
Yeah.
And he was very, very keen in purchasing this property. And when I did ask on his behalf if the agency knew or themselves did any kind of property management, even to the basic level of checking on the property or getting the property ready for their arrival, or just the basic, they said that they didn't offer it and they didn't know anybody who offer such a services. And I think that's still an incredible issue, and one of the reasons why we don't attract more buyers in this particular region, which I think is one of the strongest and probably best regions of Italy in terms of what to offer in coastline and the sea. So I think for me the property management is more important than getting the perfect property, because the perfect property without the property management becomes an issue rather than the perfect.
Unless you're moving here and want to manage your
that's
own
different. That would be even better. Give me a hand. If you came over, you could give me a hand.
Yeah, okay. Well, a lot of people are the do-it-yourself type, and that's okay if they want to try it. But one of the challenges is the visa, right? So you're creating a system that fixes that problem, right? They can only stay here for 90 days. The rest of the year, nobody's watching it. But you have that service. So that's pretty cool. And that's what you're going to do here.
Yes, that's we're going to manage this property, and we're going to manage all the bookings and everything.
Wow, I really like this light.
Well, this particular house was designed by a company here in Salento called Cubico, with the letter K, Cubico. The owner of the company, Cubico, Enrico Surdo, for Italian designers, probably they'll know who I'm talking about. He's got 3 Compassi d'Oro, which is the biggest recognition that
those are gold compasses.
Yeah, gold compasses a designer gets. And this was probably an old sort of vision that I had about 10, 12 years ago, buying small houses in historic towns and turning them into really, I think it was a way of expressing what they could do as well within the house. They're now gradually sold all these little homes, and they're concentrating obviously on the business that is over 40 years old, doing boutique hotels and restaurants and bars. But with that in mind, we are in talks with them in creating the ideal property designed by them.
Very cool. No, I like this solution. We actually met the neighbor when we came in here. If you bought a place like this, don't worry. The neighbors are watching, keeping a watchful eye. They wanted to know who it was that had entered the property. If you want to know more information about this solution he's talking about, to me it sounds amazing for those of you who do want to buy something and then have someone else take care of all the issues, right? You're not used to Italian bureaucracy, and being able to trust some people that have that all figured out. You get to evaluate for yourselves their offer. They speak, obviously, English very well. He's lived in England for a long time. So thank you, Davide, for this.
Thank you.
Subscribe to his channel on YouTube because he often does Q&As. And if you ever have questions, you can definitely get information from them. But we're going to probably collaborate more in the future as well. From my point of view, I've already enjoyed this. We've had a lot. If you didn't catch last video, go check it out because
we're still sweating.
I got even a little bit jumpy. We got to explore a palazzo, right, over top, basically a really historic palazzo with this, is it fresco? Affresco. With an affresco, just beautiful. Anyway, thanks everybody for checking out this video. Davide is amazing, and I've appreciated him touring me around today. If there's more content, we're losing light at this point, but if we can get anything more, make sure you subscribe to this channel too so that you can catch that. Also hit the notification bell. All right, thanks everyone. Catch you later.